Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are making chocolate chip cookies, but we're going to do this in two different ways. So right now I'm mixing the flour and the salt and all the dry ingredients. All the ingredients and all of the instructions are listed down below in the description in case you're wondering. But these are going to be chocolate chip cookies that I can have already made, but also chocolate chip cookies that I can make, bake that day. Does that make sense? Because these are for my staycation. So the first thing that we do is we mixed our dry ingredients together. Then we are going to cream, I guess we're calling it, cream together the salt and the sugar and the butter. And we're also adding the sea salt, because if you don't add the sea salt then, it sort of is hard to do this. All of our ingredients are at room temperature. That becomes important. So then I start really whipping this up together so that way it can be, mixed well. In case you're wondering what looks like a Crown Royal bottle is, it is a Crown Royal bottle, but that holds my vanilla, and I make my own vanilla, putting vanilla pods into vodka. You can use bourbon, you can use whatever alcohol of choice that you like, but that's what I like to use. If you're curious about that, there is a link which I will put up on the screen about now that says where that is, where I make that. Then we're going to add our eggs one at a time, making sure that those get mixed in well. I mean, this is a fairly straightforward Toll House cookie kind of recipe. Then the big thing to make sure that you do is scrape the bowl. If you don't scrape the bowl, you'll have problems. How do I know this? Because I've done that before, where I forgot to scrape the bowl, and so yeah, I ran into some problems. So you want to make sure that everything gets mixed in really well. And I am rapidly doing this because I don't want to take forever to make these cookies, but I want them to taste good. Then I slow the speed down and slowly add our flour mixture, which I do believe had the baking soda. Like I said, it's listed down below in the description. Then we're going to mix that all up so that way it can get thoroughly combined, but you do not want to over mix this. Do not over mix this. Stressing. Then once that is in there, we're going to add our chocolate chips. Now you can add nuts to this if you like. I did not want to have the nuts on there. Oops, forgot to lock down the tilt head of the mixer. You want to do that beforehand. So now that everything is there, now comes the easy part. I am using a scoop, which I do believe is a 1 tablespoon scoop. I will list it down below in the description, and that way you can figure out which scoop that I did use. And so then I'm going to drop this onto my cookie sheet, which is lined with a silicone pad. My oven is preheated to 375 degrees. However, there's also another silicone pad that I'm going to be using later. Let's speed this up so I can get the cookies onto the silicone pad real quick. Now I am taking the one tray after I moved some stuff around in my freezer. Wow, I remember when my freezer was that not filled with stuff. It's not like that anymore. So I put the one tray of cookies into the freezer and we will cook those later. Should have shut the drawer, but hey, I forgot. So then we come back to the kitchen, and the cookies that did go into the oven for 9 to 11 minutes, I do believe, it'll be linked down below or listed down below in there. Then we are going to take those cookies out of the oven after they had baked, and here is something which is really important that a lot of people forget to do, and that is you need to wait about 2 minutes before you actually take your cookies off your tray, because if you don't, the cookies will be too soft to do much of anything with. How do I know this? Well, one, it's in most of the cookie instructions, but also, if you've ever tried this before, you know that your cookies just sort of get mangled and everything. They're really hard to get off the tray. I get out my spatula, which, by the way, I'm now realizing that I'm missing a spatula. Once everything is set and ready to go, all we have to do is now wait for it to get done. Once those 2 minutes are up, nice little jump cut there, we can take our cookies off of the silicone pad. The one thing that did happen is some of them I put too close together. That was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. So then the cookies are now firm enough, and it's really nice to be able to just slide them off the tray and put them onto the cooling rack to just do exactly that. Cool. You do want to let these cool slightly. If you're one of these people who loves really nice warm cookies, you can let them cool very much for a lot less amount of time, and that way you have nice warm cookies that you can go ahead and eat and enjoy. That's the fun part about this, is you can eat and enjoy them, warm, but we're not going to do that. You know what we're going to do? You'll find out in just a second. And then, wow, we're back. Okay, so you can see, yes, I did have some of these cookies, but what I'm doing is I'm putting all of my cookies into freezer bags. Why am I doing that? So that way, the cookies that are already made, they're in a freezer bag, they can go into the freezer. Now this cookie dough, which has not been baked, but it has been frozen, I can now put those into the bag. Because they are frozen, they should not stick as much. I will go through every once in a while and make sure that they stay separated. But yeah, I'm putting those into the bag so that now I have a way to have fresh cookies that I don't have to mix up. It's like buying those, you've seen those bags of or containers of frozen cookie dough. That's what it did. I made my own frozen cookie dough. So now I have cookie dough all ready to go. I will put that into the freezer, and it will be ready for me to use whenever it is time for me to bake these cookies. Now we have both frozen cookie dough and fully cooked cookies. They look great, they taste really good, and hardly wait to have them on my staycation. At this time, I'd like to thank these wonderful people who are part of my Patreon family and part of the channel members. They get these videos early, most of the time, unless something weird happens, and they get a weekly behind-the-scenes vlog where I talk about what's going on, which has really become important because of this staycation and all the recipes that will be coming with this. So there's a lot more, so stay tuned to see what's coming next. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.